May Mailman, and retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel Chuck DeVore. Thank you for both coming on. May, to you first. I mean, the Democrats are painting this, framing this as a readiness issue. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone is to blame for military readiness, if we lack military readiness, then it would be the administration that canned more than 8,000 service members for not taking the vaccine. It would be the administration who didn't meet their recruiting goals for 2022 and is not going to meet them for 2023. So it is laughable to say that one senator is somehow responsible for the readiness of the military, when last I checked, the Democrats do control the Senate. They could definitely bring through any nomination that they wanted to for a promotion easily.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it would take a little bit of time, but yes, they could. So, Chuck, Carlos Del Toro, the Navy Secretary, took it even further. In fact, he took it much further. Watch.
You know, Jake, forgive me, for someone who's born in a communist country, I would have never imagined that actually one of our own senators would actually be aiding and abetting communist and other autocratic regimes around the world.
Now Tuberville is aiding and abetting the communists, Chuck?
Yeah, this is just outrageous. I mean, first of all, as a former Navy JAG, Governor Ron DeSantis has pointed out, this is illegal. The Pentagon policy is a violation of the Hyde Amendment. Senator Mike Lee pointed that out and said it's Congress that makes the laws, not the Department of Defense. That's number one. Number two, we have a lot of generals and admirals in our military these days. It takes about a little more than 4 admirals and generals today to do what admirals and generals did back in World War II. That's how many more people we have. So we have a bunch of pencil-pushing people posing as admirals and generals who do nothing to add to combat readiness. That's the problem. They've got the time to talk about climate change and radical social policies. That's what's going on right now.
Yeah, and it's amazing, and I want to use your kind of legal expertise in this, May, to get some clarity, because Biden changes the Pentagon policy, right, to pay for abortion, and now it's suddenly critical to national security?
Right. They can't even give the number of service members who have sought to get an abortion under this policy. So they say that it's somehow critical for them, and yet they don't even know who's using it. This is a complete lack of respect for the compromise of the American people, where at the federal level, we do allow very permissive abortion policies in whatever state wants to pass them. But the American people said, no, we're not going to pay for abortions, at least that. And so for President Biden to come in and override that compromise is illegal.
And I love how every time they frame this issue, the liberal media, you have this thing, Chuck, where Tommy Tuberville, he's not a senator. They say, you know, former football coach Tommy Tuberville, like he just walked out of the lowest of the low. It makes me laugh. Final thoughts.
Well, absolutely. And I think it's very important to, again, focus on the fact that we have so many senior officers now that do not contribute to warfighting. This is a significant problem. If the Pentagon could show that anything having to do with Tuberville's blockade of promotions is affecting readiness, they would have shown it. But they can't, because all he's doing is he's preventing their promotions. They're still operating in the position that they've been shifted to. They're just not being paid more.
And by the way, football coaches, some of my football coaches were really some very smart guys who I still listen to. Chuck DeVore, May Mailman, thank you both.